You think about it from an organizational standpoint. If you have an organization that is trauma responsive, and by the way, this doesn't mean ever mentioning the T word. It doesn't mean having an office full of professional victims. It doesn't mean doing therapy with people. It's just real common sense. For example, if your limbic system is activated, your neocortex can't engage. This is the executive control system. This is what's basically missing in kids when they're like 16 to 25. You know? So imagine what would happen if you actually took that into consideration and made your workplace a place where people focused on calming and self-soothing activities so that they could then have access to more of their neocortex and more of the other functions of the brain that are simply impeded when the limbic system kicks in. You know, that would be higher productivity, greater creativity, stronger teamwork. It would probably translate into higher morale, fewer sick days used, lower HR and healthcare benefits, fewer complaints in HR. What would happen if the workplace were inherently respectful and civil? Imagine what would happen to people's morale then, because folks would automatically feel a stronger connection to what they're doing in a different way. To be able to work in a workplace that's respectful means that you're in a place where you're called by name, you're visible, you have meaning, you have value, and those simple presences, as it were, are antithetical to the negative impact of overwhelming events in people for whom certain things are going on. I mean, here's the big thing about overwhelming events or trauma. Every single person reacts to it differently. We know what the markers are for trauma. We know that an overwhelming event that causes that a person can't integrate, can't make sense out of, can't understand, that those are like the hallmarks. Any event about which a person expresses those sentiments or demonstrates those characteristics is an event that is being encoded as a traumatic experience. Now, how a person responds is based on an entirely different set of factors. If you took that into consideration and the categories of those factors and applied them in workplace design and in job design, you'd have a whole different workplace. And in terms